Well, welcome back, Wolfpack. Verlis here to some more Fan Fridays. This battle, I have no idea what is going on because we have the Oricorio, Cacturne, the opponent also rocking like Trevenant, Oranguru. It's just going to be a wild battle spot battle overall. And now we just get to wait and see how this one unfolds. Oricorio. Normally, you're just thinking, that's going to be put next to Volcarona and then you're going to win. But the Cacturne is going to be something different. I don't know how the setup is going to go against Muck Trevenant. It seems like Oricorio could be pretty safe, as it just goes for the straight Revelation Dance into the Trevenant. That's going to be a super effective Fire-type move right there. Rarely do you see Oricorio just go all out instantly like that, but it happened. Trevenant, though, gets the Citrus Berry. We might have to look for that Harvest later. And then Cacturne actually going to roleplay the Dancer ability. There we go. I think we saw, like, the roleplay Alakazam Dancer once. So now it's like, yeah, just give Dancer to something else and have it do all the crazy fun stuff. Muck gets the... Oh, yeah, Trevenant gets a Harvest. Muck gets a Minimize. Things just got crazy. And Oricorio has a Swords Dance. I thought it was going to be the other way around. I thought Cacturne was going to Swords Dance, and then Dancer was going to give it to the Oricorio. But no, now Cacturne's going to Oricorio dance, Sword Dance with the Dancer. And now we have things. Cacturne, though, will take that into an immediate Drain Punch. +2 onto the Muck, healing up the damage that it didn't take. Trevenant has Leech Seed. That can only land onto the Oricorio because Cacturne, it's grass. And Muck's going to go for another Minimize. That's going to make things a little bit more difficult for the Cacturne. And then that's kind of what we're looking at right now. So that's going to be Trevenant healing up off of that Leech Seed. Yeah, Trevenant's set in. Trevenant's got one Leech Seed, Harvest Citrus Berry coming in. Cacturne, though, going to use the Dark Pulse on the Trevenant. How does that even work? It got the KO. What? I know it was a crit, but, like, Cacturne's doing Swords Dance. You don't Swords Dance Dark Pulse. It happened, though. And I guess that's kind of it, because you can't Sucker Punch if the opponent is refusing to attack, like that Trevenant. But now we have Max Evasion. Now we have Muck sitting on all those Minimize. Oricorio with the Revelation Dance. That's going to hit Oranguru. So it looks like Oricorio just comes in for a little bit of side damage. Cacturne. Oh, wait. Cacturne gets the Revelation Dance now. Well, it's like completely unexpected role reversal. And then Cacturne now is going to Needle Arm onto the opponent. That's going to connect onto the Oranguru. Barely surviving right there. And then Oranguru will heal up half its health with that Wiki Berry. Muck's going to knock off, though. Knock off lands on the Oricorio. Oricorio's item, it will be revealed, hopefully, as we see Poison Touch and Focus Sash. So, yeah, Oricorio with Focus Sash makes sense. Oranguru has Psych Up. Now it has Max Evasion as well. But, wait, no. Like, things are so weird right now because Needle Arm actually hits through Minimize and does double the damage. So, Muck is vulnerable, but copying the stat changes of a Minimize does not give the same effect. Because if you Baton Pass, it doesn't give the same effect. So there's some weird things that are happening right now. But Cacturne's kind of set up. And if Empoleon wants to do a dancing kind of move, then that's going to be pretty solid right there. But hey, I haven't seen that one before. Alright, so now we have the Z move on the Empoleon as well. So Corkscrew Crash, that's going to look to try to take out the Oranguru. And actually, you can use the Z move to get through the evasion. But no, targets Muck instead. See, I would have done it the other way around, because I'm pretty sure Needle Arm gets through the evasion. So you could use that to take out Muck, and then use the Z move to go for the Oranguru. Dark Pulse onto Oranguru will not connect. That's going to be a miss right there. And Muck's Poison Touch will poison the Cacturne. Looks like this battle got a little more sloppy than I was expecting it to. King's Rock going to be removed. Interesting stuff overall with this team. I want to do like some hard research into seeing what could have happened because I feel like there was a bit more optimization that could have been had. Like that Oranguru should be dead off the Corkscrew Crash, I would imagine. And I don't understand Dark Pulse if you're going to go Dancer. Muck has Rest though. Oh no, it's the Max Evasion Muck with the Rest. We're going to be here for a long time, I feel, because it's like, yeah, Muck can go for all that evasion, but if it doesn't have Sustain, then what's the point? Well, it has Sustain, so we found out the point. There we go. Drain Punch going to crit. Heal Cacturne all the way back up to full right there. And Empoleon's going to Swords Dance. There we go. There's some extra dance. Now we have Cacturne. It's got Dancer coming in. And there we go. So Muck's asleep. Muck can't do anything about that. It had the evasion. It's doing what it can. It just has to not die off of getting misses right there. But Cacturne's getting dangerous. If Cacturne lands a hit, it's going to be really bad. Empoleon, Aqua Jet, that'll miss. Oranguru with the Psychic. Psychic will land onto the Empoleon. That's not going to be a lot of damage. No, there's really... This is just kind of like a slowed down battle because the opponent doesn't have a lot of damage right now, but it's mostly just off of dodging and hitting and moves and stuff. As long as Cacturne lands the occasional hit, it's going to heal back up to almost full health off of those drain punches, and Aqua Jet's going to continue to miss. Oranguru, it's going to Psych Up now. Copied Muck stat changes. I don't really know what else is going on with Muck. I thought Oranguru copied the max evasion already. Cacturne's Drain Punch. Oranguru's going to miss it. See, the thing is, I don't see what the opponent's win condition is at this point. Muck should be waking up, though, and that's going to give something a chance to happen. But Aqua Jet will land on the Muck. No crit? That had to have been a crit. No crit. And it did that much damage to the Muck. I'm actually surprised by the Empoleon this time. It does good damage, so now it's just going to be how long until the Oranguru goes down. Twisted Dimension is going to return to normal. Reuniclus comes in, so there's a little more than just that. Reuniclus might have the Psych Up for even more evasion transfer, so Oranguru is going to avoid the attack. Cacturne with that Needle Arm. Needle Arm is going to connect on Reuniclus. Good damage, but not an insane amount. Reuniclus has Acid Armor, and because the Trick Room failed, the opponent could not get the Instruct combo off. So Reuniclus going for late game right now. Cacturne, though, needs to Drain Punch on the Oranguru to start getting some health back. Burned by the Flame Orb on the Reuniclus. Does have that Magic Guard. And Swords Dance will put Cacturne at +6. Also outside the Trick Room, yeah, Empoleon's going to be faster than the Cacturne. So Cacturne's going to be able to do something about that. Now it's at +6 max on that attack. And it's going to be able to attack with that Dancer on the side. So yeah, getting Dancer onto another Pokemon could have some very interesting results. But for some reason, this Dark Pulse just keeps doing so much damage. I would not expect that when you're trying to boost the special attack. Or when you're trying to boost physical attack on the Swords Dance. And then also you have Revelation Dance damage. Like, that's weird. And the opponent ends up forfeiting. So giving up right there, that is a weird battle. But I want to double check on some things. I thought I could have sworn I was going through it. And I was like, wow, Needle Arm. What? It has the evasion miss thing going in. Let's see how this plays out. Alright, so we have quite a bit to cover with all the craziness going on right here. So welcome back, Wolfpack, Verlis here, and this is how to use Cacturne. I know I've done a guide for every Pokemon in the game, and sometimes there's weird things that stand out that I just don't quite remember, but Cacturne actually has a solid base stat total for, like, those middling Pokemon that you don't really expect, and look at that, it has a 115 on the attack, and a 115 on the special attack. It is as competent of a special attacker as it is a physical attacker. And I'm not really sure what to do about that, because that means the Dark Pulse, that's why I was doing so much damage, because a 115 special attack is going to be a really solid hit regardless. But then also, this is another thing for the Dancer, that any Pokemon that can roleplay, any Pokemon that can get that skill swap, and then set up into the Oricorio has Swords Dance. It can, instead of being the Pokemon that receives weird Dancer things, because normally that's like how the Oricorio plays. You put next Volcarona, Quiver Dance, Fiery Dance, Oricorio is also using things, and then like it's just gaining insane stats. But what you do is you transfer that ability, and then Oricorio becomes the support that gives Dancer to the other Pokemon, and then weirdness and craziness is going to happen right there. So that's kind of an odd side effect. Looking at some of the other things that the Cacturne gets access to, as we can see right here, there's the Needle Arm. I was thinking Payback, probably going to be a much better option over the Dark Pulse, because even if the Payback doesn't deal double damage, if you're at +4, +6, it's going to be snowballing out of control and then dealing more than the Dark Pulse for sure. I'll look at some of the other things. As we can see, we got some fun stuff coming in from the Cacturne. Also, Tutor Moves. Tutor Moves is where we get the Roleplay on Cacturne as well as the Drain Punch. So Roleplay, probably big Tutor Move roster that we could probably find out. Yeah, Move Tutor. All of these Pokemon get Roleplay, guys. All of these Pokemon could potentially be used with the Oricorio in some way. I like the Roleplay strats. Problem is, it is very doubles dependent. I want to see a singles Roleplay. Someone bring that in Fan Fridays. A singles Roleplay, you know, you just wait for the opponent to bring out an OP ability Pokemon, and you just snag it with another really good Pokemon. So yeah, like in doubles, it does leave you pretty vulnerable. You have to roleplay and then hope you don't get like double nuked on that turn. But if you come out of it, it looks like you can come out on top pretty well. Payback, I just want to bring that up for the more damage kind of side of things. It looks like I had it backwards, because Needle Arm inflicts damage, has a 30% chance to cause target to flinch. I think that might have been what the King's Rock was for, but unfortunately, Cacturne is a very slow Pokemon, so you're not going to get that opportunity to flinch too often, and also we've kind of confirmed by this point in the Pokemon community that stacking King's Rock with a flinching move does not work, so maybe that was another idea with the Dark Pulse. Dark Pulse has a chance to flinch, stack it with a King's Rock, and try to make it to where the opponent gets completely wrecked by it, but no, that's not how it works, so I think there's a better item option there for sure at some point. But overall, Needle Arm inflicts damage 30%. But then, this is the weird one. This is what got me, because I could have sworn I remember reading somewhere, yeah. If target has previously used Minimize, Needle Arm will deal double damage, but only in Generation 3. Which is kind of awkward, because it's been recently in the other generations, like Generation 6, where a whole insane batch of moves ended up getting like the ability to bypass the evasion if opponents use Minimize and then doubling the damage. This is like Phantom Force, Rototiller, Body Slam, Stomp. I think Stomp might have actually been like a Gen 4 or Gen 5 that had that effect for an extra long amount of time. Then we see in the newer generations there's other moves that will bypass the Minimize as well, like the Heavy Slam. I think Heavy Slam got that in Gen 7, but this is weird. So yeah, it was only in Gen 3, it was removed, and then Needle Arm did not get this effect in return. And that was something kind of awkward. And then, yeah, Cacturne wasn't able to use any of its abilities on the Sand Veil or Water Absorb. So I see the seeds of a really crazy strategy here, but I just think like the execution with the Dark Pulse and the King's Rock was a little off. But at the same time, it still worked. It still won. I guess I had it backwards on that Needle Arm. So yeah, you learn something every day. There's just so much to Pokemon, and they're changing things in the background all the time. Yeah, alright, so there we go, Gen 7, Heavy Slam, fun stuff, and I think that's it. So thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next Fan Fridays, because things be crazy.